Hey, who got a puffy pussy long? Shantae 25. Who got a puffy pussy long? I'm just logging in. I'm late. I was in there getting stuff together. I logged on the scene. Y'all just having a whole damn conversation out there in the situation. A whole conversation. This episode of Funky Dineva Live is brought to you for Paid for Your Say. Don't forget, guys, if you use promo code Dineva125, you will get $125 off the cost of joining Paid for Your Say. You know y'all need some Christmas money. And what better way to get some Christmas money than to do some surveys and whatnot. I'm going to leave that down to the bottom of the screen because we ain't got no special guest today, y'all. So first and foremost, we're not addressing anyone who had anything to say about me not coming to work yesterday because y'all hoes didn't go to work yesterday. Okay. If we off when the bank's off. We off when the bank's off. If the bank is giving the girls a federal holiday and let it be, I did not take off yesterday to pay homage to Christopher Columbus or to white people. I took off to stand in solidarity with the indigenous people. It was Happy Indigenous People Day, and I was off. I had a very interesting weekend, y'all. Thank you so much, Cammy 0127. Thank you so much. I had a real good weekend. Let me see. I had a small little get together at my house on Saturday. Invited some people over. Carlos King came over, and I'm already hearing all my business from in my house was on the internet. I don't know what he said, but the people telling me too much of my business on the internet that I didn't have no plans on the internet knowing. They said Carlos ass got on the internet and told what be going on in my house and who all was around at my house. And I don't appreciate the shit one bit. Okay, because I don't invite people in my private space to run back and tell what goes on in my household on the internet. Now I'm just playing. Carlos is my friend. He didn't cross any lines or whatever. What he said. Oh, he said your man was fine. I ain't even want y'all knowing that. I didn't even want y'all know. I didn't want y'all knowing none of that. Okay. I didn't want. Oh, we just know your man fine. I didn't want y'all knowing none of that. And damn it. And the whole world must know because y'all just going on and on and on and on and on. Lord. And now Carlos can't come around my house and come around my man no more because I see how that whore feel. And she got more money than me and she got a little more power than me. And she might try to leverage her money and her power to get my man to do something with her. No, man, she can't come around here no more. Do you see why you can't let these bitches come around your house? Do you see why y'all cannot let these bitches come round y'all house? He supposed to be over here eating crab legs and drinking sodas at the bike at the cooler, and he all up in my man face, worried about what my man look like. And all she can't come around here no more. She can't. Carlos can't bring her ass around here no more, and I'm not bringing my man to no Carlos King productions or events. That's it. Because you too fond. You too fond of my man. You too fond of my man. You too fond of my man. And I'm like Dr. Heavenly when it comes to this shit. I don't play that shit. I don't play it. Moving right along. Since he told all my business from what was going on in my house, I guess I should follow suit and tell all what business was going on in Tamar's house on Sunday, because Tamar invited me around her house on Sunday, and me and my man went over there. Now, mind you, y'all, Tamar completely set me up. She texted me, said, I'm having dinner over at my house. You know, I want you to come. Dinner starts at this time. She said dinner starts at 3:30. I said, okay, me and my man will be over there at 4. You need us to bring anything? She was like, no, you don't bring anything. I stopped by the liquor store anyway and got a big old thing of Don 1800 tequila. Baby. Oh, and Tamar put in the text, you know, dress fly or whatever. That went in one end out the other because it was Sunday. And if you wanted to be bothered with me, you was finna be bothered in all this comfort regalia that I had on. Baby, when we walked in Tamar's house, we got there at 4:30. When we walked in Tamar's house, bitch, it was a whole MFN production crew. I'm talking about lights, camera people, sound people, 11 people sitting at this table that looks big like an Alice in Wonderland spread. Baby, that table was set like we was at Oprah's Legends Ball. I'm like, what is this? Wait a minute. I walked in. It's like, surprise. Because you come in Tamar's house, you can't see the main part of the house. When you bend the corner, then you see this whole Hollywood production. The first thing out my mouth was, "Ooh, girl, you tricked me," or whatever. And I had a great time nonetheless. They were doing a dinner for James Wright Chanel that was being filmed for a project that he's working on. And it was one of those dinners where they have a fish bowl and you dig into the fish bowl and ask a question and everybody around the table answers the questions. It was real cute. People who are worth noting that were there. Leandria Johnson was there. Tamar was there. James Wright Chanel was there. Myself. Santana's friend Mitch was there. Tony Braxton's old assistant Zoe was there. Some hairstylists and makeup people. Some other notable people and friends of Tamar's. But they tricked me. But they say James said he fly in from LA and cook at her house every Sunday. And I'm going to tell y'all something. The food was so damn good. I will be there every Sunday. And Tamar got them good to go containers at her house. So when she originally asked, did you want something to go? I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like dealing with like a styrofoam to go thing, wasting in my car. I didn't know we was going to go somewhere. We left our house. Baby, Tamar got them Houston's Benihana to go things at her house. You know, when you go call a Chinese place and you order sides and they put it at the individual sides in the nice plastic. I turned around and it was like 8 things of macaroni and cheese pre-portioned out in the sides. I said, you know what? On second thought, I will take something to go, baby. I took some macaroni and cheese, some yams, some dressing, some collard greens, some stewed chicken, some oxtails, and some white rice from around her house. When people pack up stuff like that, I will gladly take some. Then she had a whole cabinet with just the to-go things. So yes, I will be over there every Sunday, but I'll be over there around about 6. I'm not coming for the video portion. Okay, I'm not coming for the video. Ooh, speaking of, I was supposed to do something with them today, but they didn't ever text me. Let me just make sure they didn't ever. I'm supposed to go do something with them today at 4 o'clock. Okay, no, they didn't ever text me. Okay, good. Nevertheless, we had it all going on. How was y'all weekend? How was y'all weekend? Good. So before we get into damn it, I hope this is still here. Copy link. Yes. Please let it still be here when I say paste. Let it still be here. It's still here. Do y'all hoes repeat y'all outfits? Do y'all repeat y'all outfits? Like if y'all really go buy something nice, do y'all repeat it or do y'all like go by the rule where you're only allowed to wear it twice in a year? Because that's the rule, especially if you've been seen or photographed in a year. You're only supposed to be seen in it twice in a year. That's the rule. But let's hear what Laura.
Special occasion because she knew exactly how it made her look.
Fit repeating, because I think people live in this world where they're like, I've worn it once, people have seen me in it, I'm done. But how you really cultivate personal style is by repeating pieces.
Hate that culture that we moved into, especially once you posted it.
Right.
It's just so stupid. It's like my mother had that. She had the same black dress. She wore it to every wedding, funeral,
Yes, come on.
special occasion because she knew exactly how it made her look and how it made her feel.
Right.
And we've got so caught up in this social media craze that, oh, you've already posted that you could never wear it. I wear my clothes.
Right.
First of all, clothes are such an investment,
Yes.
you know, and especially things I love because I say, like, if you go into a store and you like it, try it on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you love it, buy it.
Right.
If you buy it, live it.
I'm so happy you talk about outfit
Well, y'all,
repeating
it's-
because I think people live in this world.
Several things about this piece that I want to talk about. Right now, what's motivating or encouraging this next line of commentary was the word investment. When law said clothes are such an investment. Let me ask y'all a question. Here's what's funny. For me, since I started shopping in Zara, for me, clothes have not been an investment. They've been so, I guess it's this new genre of clothes that they call fast fashion or reusable fashion or whatever. For me, they haven't been such an investment that I've began to treat a lot of them like junk. And here is what I decided after I decided to move to Atlanta. Whenever y'all hear me talking about I got to clean up my room or my room is junky, nine times out of 10, it's because clothes and stuff are all over the place and everywhere. Then I had to say to myself, well, Q, why are your clothes just so haphazardly everywhere? And guys, I've drawn the conclusion it's because I don't care about them. It's because I got these cheap ass clothes from Zara that I wear 1 or 2 times. After I wash them, they either draw up or they shrink. And I kind of stop caring about them. And before you know it, I got a room and a closet full of junk. So when I purged all my clothes before I decided to move to Atlanta, I told myself moving forward that I have to stop buying cheap clothes, right? Because when I buy cheap clothes, I treat them as such and I allow them to pile up. Now, I'm going to be very honest with y'all. Despite the fact that I can comfortably afford it, I am just not at a place in my fashion matriculation where I'm going out and I'm buying designer clothes. I have designer shoes, but I don't have a lot of designer clothes. I have not gotten comfortable yet with spending $800 on one polo shirt. I have not gotten comfortable yet spending $3,000 on a denim jacket. I am not comfortable yet spending $1,700 on a pair of slacks. I'm just not comfortable doing it. However, I told myself moving forward that I am going to start investing a little more in the more expensive stuff. Number one, maybe that'll keep me from throwing the shit on the floor after I take it off and junkying up the room. And then maybe so it will just elevate my fashions if I begin to mix my higher pieces with my lower pieces or whatever. But I've got to find out what that happy medium is. Again, like I said, I buy a $29 shirt out of Zara. I really don't care about it, right? If I get a stain on it, if it shrinks, my attitude really is if I like it a lot, I can just go buy another one. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't gotten to a point yet where I'm comfortable buying $700 shirts. So maybe for me, the answer is somewhere in the $150, $200 area. And I just haven't identified what stores yet that I can go buy some nice shirts in the $200 price bracket. But I will say this about men's clothing when it comes to repeating pieces. Oftentimes when we have the conversation about repeating pieces, they are your going out pieces, your special occasion pieces. Luckily for men, when it comes to special occasion pieces, we don't have to be as worried about getting caught up in the women's repeating, because honestly and truthfully, as a man, I can throw on a black suit at every event and be just fine. Scotch and Soda, somebody, you need to go to Scotch and Soda in Lenox. I've shopped, I got some pieces from Scotch and Soda, and you know what? You're absolutely right. Scotch and Soda definitely sits right there in that space where I would be comfortable. Somebody said Nordstrom's Rack. Nordstrom's Rack fits right there in that place where I would be comfortable spending money. I'm not gonna lie, like nice stuff out of Bloomingdale's, maybe not so much the designer stuff, the Ralph Lauren stuff, the Banana Republic stuff, that's possibly where I'm going to start kind of sitting or whatever when it comes to like better pieces. But anyway, as men, we could wear a black suit everywhere we go or a black blazer and y'all tell us we look stunning and we look good. Not so much so with women because y'all's pieces are very much statement pieces. So here is what I have a question for. If you would wear the same dress to two back-to-back, all my suits come from Suit Supply. So that's a given. All my suits come from Suit Supply. If you are a woman who would wear the same outfit to two consecutive weddings or special events, put yes in the chat. And if you're not, put no. I'm just trying to see something. I think most people are not going to feel comfortable wearing the same thing if it's like the same body of people are going to be there. Now, if one is a personal event, and then I turn around and wear that same dress to a work event, I think most people will do that. But the question is, would you wear the same dress to back-to-back social functions, back-to-back wedding, back-to-back, quinceañera, back-to-back? Would you wear it to a wedding party, then turn around and wear it to somebody engage an anniversary party the next 3 weeks? I think most people would not. Like I said, unless it's just two different groups of people. So there definitely is a little bit of logic to not repeating. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell y'all one other rule before we moved on. So just so anybody knows, because I saw some people put, but you wear $1,000 colognes. You're absolutely right. I spare no expense when it comes to cologne. And I will just about not spare any expense when it comes to shoes. Speaking of, I got to put my other rack together. That's just 20 pairs of shoes, all designer shoes that have nowhere to go or whatever. My little jewelry rack that I got put up. That's not including the ones that are already in the closet. So I'm just going to be personal with y'all for a moment, and it's not dry bragging, but it definitely is something that I prided myself on once I came into a little bit of money. I only wear designer shoes. It's my thing. It's just my personal shtick. It has nothing to do with anything but my personal brand. When I talk to my stylist and about things that you will always see, we're talking about constructing a person's personal brand. Whenever you see me, there are two things for absolute sure. You will always see me in a designer shoe and I'll always smell good. Those are just my personal things. I love it. It's what I value. I love it. I love a designer shoe and I love a designer fragrance. Those are two things that you can guarantee, even if I have to run out the house because somebody in the hospital. I'm a designer shoe and a designer fragrance. That's what I like. I'm more willing to spend my money on the shoes because I can wear the shoes multiple times. I can wear the shoes back to back or whatever the case may be. And here was a rule I made. I'm gonna move on from this. I have a rule when it came to designer goods. I always said to myself, I was never going to buy one piece until I could afford a closet full of it. And here is why. Let's just say you got a closet full of everyday regular shoes. Cool. But the moment you go buy a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes, you're going to want to wear those shoes all the time because they make you feel good. They're your fancy shoes. And I just never wanted somebody to go around and say, every time we see Q, he got those same pair of Gucci shoes on. Because when you buy a designer something and all the rest of your stuff is regular, you covet it. And you always want to wear it. So I had a personal rule that I would never buy a piece until I could afford a closet full of it. And now those are the only types of shoes I wear. Anyway, enough about repeating clothes, outfits, and pieces. Those just my personal standards. The Real Housewives of Potomac video is up. You can get the teaser on YouTube. You can catch the rest on Patreon for the girls that pay. And this one was real good. You girls might want to get y'all just a little piece of what was going on the Potanka hoes. Let's talk about this. This is another story that's gonna make things a little deep for us. Arkansas father charged with first-degree murder after confronting man found with his missing 14-year-old daughter. All right. An Arkansas father is currently facing first-degree murder charge after shooting a man in his 60s that he found with his missing 14-year-old daughter. Around 1:12 Tuesday, October 8th, a Lonoke sheriff received a call reporting a disappearance of a minor. While authorities were on the way to the location, another call came in claiming that the girl's father, Aaron Spencer, had found her with Michael Folser, a man who had ties to the family. According to the report, Spencer and Folser got into a confrontation that led to the deadly shooting. He was pronounced dead on the scene, yada, 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 yada. Okay, worth mentioning. Let me read the rest because it is worth mentioning. Sheriff John Stanley confirmed that the 36-year-old father was taken into custody and sent to Lonoke County Detention Center. However, he later posted bail and was released the following day. Currently, Spencer is facing first-degree murder charge, which is a Class Y felony in Arkansas. If found guilty, the man could be sentenced to 10 to 40 years. Additionally, the girl's mother, Heather Spencer, shared updates on Facebook about the situation. She revealed that the family had obtained a no-contact order against Folser following past stalking incidents. The woman stated the whole ordeal was terrifying, said that the family believed Foster intended to harm their daughter. She also added they had no idea that Foster was still in contact with their child. We absolutely called 911 during the entire event, yada, 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 yada. Okay. Here is what I want to write. I know a lot of us scream, we'll do anything for hours. I'll kill somebody over mine. Controversial take, and I know that this is going to rub some of y'all the wrong way. After you calm down, and after you get out of your feelings, there is absolutely no honor in this. There is no honor in this, and here is why. You killed the bastard. You killed the bastard. Great. And I'm sure everybody in that position would feel that same urge. Here y'all go with the you don't have kids. Here y'all go. You don't have kids. But on the flip side of things, you have now left your family fatherless and short one income. You've left your family fatherless and short one income. All right. And like I said, I 100% get it. I think that in the heat of the moment, I would feel the absolute same way. And all we can do is hope that he gets a temporary insanity charge. All right. But now, indefinitely, there's a new set of challenges that your family is about to face in your absence. All right. In your absence. And so the question becomes, was the juice worth the squeeze? Was the juice worth the squeeze? That's all I'm asking. Was the juice worth the squeeze? Because now all the things that come along with the man being absent in the house and with that woman having to do everything financial is now about to be inflicted upon your kids. And I just want to take a moment and I want to make this larger. I just want to make this a little larger than this particular situation and expand it to those times when we parents, uncles, aunts, and family members find ourselves in situations that may potentially send us to jail or prison for life. We just have to ask if the juice was worth the squeeze. I'm not passing judgment one way or another because to many of you guys' credit, I am not a parent. And I can only imagine what emotions would run through somebody's body in the moment. But what I'm talking about is after the moment. I'm talking about after the moment. Like the next 8 years, your family has to move. They don't have enough money. Your wife is working 2 jobs, so your daughter's home alone. So she starts potentially running the streets because nobody, I mean, there's just so much that can happen with the family being unraveled. I'm just simply asking if the juice is worth the squeeze. And for some of y'all, it is. And I can't argue with that. All right, y'all, we're going to move on to Jamal Bryant and why Jamal Bryant is all right with me. Hold on, let me set this up for y'all. So Jamal Bryant is taking to task what Pastor Keon Henderson said. And do y'all remember when I said, where is the other men of the cloth and the ministry who are checking this? And that this was why I had such issues with the church.
You have been a blessing to other people even when you didn't have a whole lot yourself. Now I got to clear something up. It is a blessing when you do something for the poor. It's a blessing when you do something for the poor. The Bible says that when you give to the poor, it is as if you are lending to the Lord. How many of you have been a blessing to others?
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. So when you give $1 to somebody,
do y'all see how dangerous? Do y'all see how dangerous religion can be? All right. And for those of y'all to get upset with me, I promise you, in this moment, it's not finna be a bash Christian people and a bash the church. I'm not finna do that right now. I'm gonna give y'all a break. But do you see how dangerous religion can be? And I am not talking about those of us who are educated enough and intelligent enough to make sound decisions in these type of situations. I am talking about the vulnerable element and the vulnerable groups of our community that fall victim and prey to pastors like Keon Henderson. And let's just look at our own families and let's go back in our own, especially those of us from the South. Let's go back 3, 4, 5 generations of our family. And I want you to think about just those old family events that you went to where the old Southern uneducated faction of your family was at and how they just did not have the intellect and the worldly knowledge to not fall victim to people like this. That is my concern. the most vulnerable of the church population who get manipulated so easy, like people like Pastor Keon Henderson, who wants their money for personal gain. And if y'all are unclear on what it is that I'm talking about, Pastor Keon Henderson essentially took exception with the fact that the tithes and offering was not coming in at the church at the way he wanted it to, in order for him to get the $4 million that he wants to build a new church. And he was rebutting the fact that many people say things like, I don't give my tithes and offering. I'd rather give my money directly to the poor. I'm one of those. He tried to sit here and let these people know, okay, that's fine, but the Bible and the Lord says you need to multiply, and you ain't multiplying nothing when you give to the poor. You ain't doing nothing by giving to the poor. You also need to give to the poor and give to the tithes and offerings. So what you're giving could be multiplied. Yeah, but in that multiplication comes multiplication to you and Shawnee's pocket as well. And that is your underlining motive behind this, because you're not going to tell me, Pastor Keon Henderson, that your church, as it currently stands, is not receiving enough tithes and offerings for you guys to maintain your current position. How dare you? And I will say this. I love how in this moment, I'm gonna be very honest with y'all, and y'all know I don't mess with the church. Y'all know I don't mess with the church, and I don't make no qualms about it. I don't fool up with y'all black church. I don't. But I will say there is one person so far who hasn't let me down. So far, TD Jakes in the area of the word has not let me down. I'm gonna be honest with you. So far, Jamal Bryant in the area of the word has not let me down. Okay, now Jamal in his personal life with his mistresses and his womanizing behaviors, that's a whole nother conversation that we can have on the side. But when it comes to the word, and when it comes to how progressive he is in preaching the word, and moreover, getting people to younger people to understand the word, I'm not gonna lie with you. I kind of jive with Jamal Bryant, and I jive with TD Jakes as well. I've heard a little bit with Sarah Jakes, and the little bit that I've heard, I've kind of jived with her too. But I can't jive with Pastor Keon Henderson, especially when you can see through him so quickly. And I'm going to tell you another thing. You have to stop and ask yourself, what does this man think of us as parishioners, that he could play in our face like this and think that we were supposed to go right along with it? But speaking of somebody who needs prayer, y'all, we need to send some prayers up for Shamar, because he is in a domestic violence situation. Shamar has been caught in a domestic...
Wow! Wait! Wow! Thank you. Because you a fuck boy for that. I don't care. You believe her before you believe me. I'm always with you. You lied. Okay. You fucking lied. I saw it. You lied. What else? What else? Just for that? Fuck you. He's been a fuck you for me. You been saying fuck you to me. You been saying that shit. You been saying... Get my phone. No. Come over here, get my phone. What's up? No. Give me my phone. No. What's up? Wait. Give me my phone. I'm not trying to fight with you. You a hoe. Give me my phone. You ain't even fuck. Give me my phone. See your shit. Mo! Wait. Mo! Thank you.
Now, let me tell y'all something. I know they said every lid got a pot. Ooh, I guess, okay. What I'm about to say is going to be mean-spirited, but I know y'all thinking the same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You have got to be a special kind of desperate, and you have got to be in quite low of a sunken place for you to be on the internet risking your freedom and crashing out over Shamar. And I know that sounds very mean because the underlying implication of my statement is that Shamar doesn't deserve love and he doesn't deserve to be in a relationship. And that's not fair either, right? That is not fair to say to him either, but it's just where we are. And we're not going to sit here and pretend like there is thousands of people beating down the door to date Shamar. We're not going to act like he's like desirable. We're not going to act like he pops up on anybody's list of like people that they actually want to date. And unfortunately, and this is going to sound very cold, but the answer is 100% yes. It's because he is handicapped and has a disability. That is 100% of the reason. It is. It is. It's ugly. If y'all see, I'm not joking in this moment. I'm not trying to make any jokes about it. It is just the reality of the situation. More people than not find Shamar unattractive, and then more people than not find him unattractive because of his disability. And there are not many people out there that would want that. And so considering that most people would not want that, and then you out here like fighting over it, it's just wow. And then it makes me sad because it's like, okay, Shamar does find one person that is willing to like be public with him, and I hope show him love and affection and kiss him in the mouth and stuff. And then it's like then the person does this to them. You know, for those of you guys who are going to call me mean, y'all are the same people who will say, well, this person is with Shamar for clout and views. Yes, that's exactly why they're with Shamar. We have not seen Shamar with anyone who's meant him any well at this point. We haven't found him with anyone who has meant him any well. And here's the sad part about it. The sad part about it is Shamar keep more men than all of us combined. So what's that say? You know what? Maybe it's us with the disability. And maybe it's us that are not attractive because he keeps a man in rotation. He keeps one. Now, I don't know if in 2024 having a man is a prize or what. I don't know. But Shamar keeps a man. And, you know, I could talk about bitches not having a man because I got one now. And this man right here, he real different. I'm finna do my Tamar. This man right here, he real different. And y'all ain't never gotta worry about mine embarrassing me on the internet because the internet ain't gonna never know who he is. So even if he do get to talking shit on the internet, y'all ain't gonna know it's about me. Okay. But I got a question. If you single, ain't got no man, wish you had a man, and seeing Shamar with multiple men give you low self-esteem, please put yes in the chat. I want to see how many people gonna tell the truth. I want to see how many people gonna tell the truth. And if it don't, say no. If Shamar keeping a man gives you low self-esteem while you out here single and want one, say yes, tell the truth. And if it don't, say no. Some people say, not me, girl. Absolutely not. Hell no. Hell no. No. Y'all lying. It's a lot of lying. I didn't know the Funky Bunch was comprised of liars. It's some lying hoes in this house. Y'all lying. Y'all know Shamar having a man make y'all feel away. All right, moving back on to some more family dynamics, y'all. Heidi Klum is in trouble, guys, for being in this ad with her daughter. The people say it's too sexual. What y'all think? I'm not going to play the music because I don't want my monetization to come off. So I think I'm gonna talk over it while it runs again. I think what makes most of us look, I think it was the touching. I think it was the touching for me. And here's the thing though, that I noticed about American culture. We tend to instantly sexualize everything as Americans. That's what we do. We sexualize everything. But if I'm also being honest, I have not witnessed a circumstance where my mother has ever touched my sister like that, or my stepmother has ever touched my sister like that. I've never witnessed a moment where my mother and my sister, or my stepmom and my sister, were sitting up in their lingerie, just like that on the sofa. Now, I'm not, I don't know what moms and daughters do when the boys are not around. I don't know if the moms and the daughters, if they lay around in their underwear, t-shirt, and panties. I don't know if that's what y'all do with y'all daughters and mommies or whatever, but it just feels a little uncomfortable. It feels a little uncomfortable. Now, somebody said she's over 18. If her mom is good with it, she's good with it. Some people say white people. Some people say, no, we don't. That's some white people-ish. Not even at a PJ party. But she ain't from here, y'all. People saying it's white people activities. Okay, here is what I will say, and I'm going to move on. I am going to give Heidi Klum the benefit of the doubt, considering the fact that her daughter is over the age of 18, that her daughter is not placed in any type of compromising sexual position, and that there is nothing remotely sexual about what's going on. I just think it makes us uncomfortable because we are not used to seeing mothers and daughters, especially in the Black community, interact like this. Somebody said that it was an international ad. The French do this. Okay, so there's our answer, guys. It's just uncomfortable for us because we're not used to people loving on one another like this. Just kind of how y'all are sometimes when y'all ain't used to seeing men love on their daughters and y'all turn it into something that it ain't. I guess that's what's going on right here. So we're going to move on just a little bit. All right, y'all. Black women prepare to get angry because Aries Spears has some choice words for Angel Reese that's going to piss some of y'all off.
It's your boy Aries Spears here. Listen, man, I know I'm about to catch some flack for what I'm about to say. And let me just say, I'm all about my fellow Black brothers and sisters being down for one another. Support Black businesses, support Black causes, support our Black women, support each other. Power to the people. But to all the people about the Angela Reese versus Caitlin Clark thing, to all the Black people out here trying to make it a racial issue, y'all delusional. Angela Reese is garbage, pure garbage. When you look at from in terms of a skill set, her versus Caitlin, she's garbage. She just throws the ball up and plays like she's part of the Special Olympics. She plays like a toddler. There's no finesse, no smoothness, no beauty, no poetry, no skill set to her game at all. She's garbage. Stop being delusional. Oh, what up? It's your boy Aries Spears here.
All right. So this was rough for me to watch. It was rough for me to watch because for me, this was far deeper than just comparing two athletes and saying that one is better at the sport than the other. Obviously, I'm not the most sports inclined. I'm not even into all of this stuff, but I will say this. I have watched a lot of podcasts and sports shows where they say Caitlin Clark is a better player. I've seen it. I don't know if it's true or false and don't really care because I'm not into sports like that. But I have seen a lot of places where they say she is technically a better player. And that's perfectly okay for people to express that. It's how you did it. This was triggering for Aries Spears. And trust and believe, let me start out by saying y'all will never, ever get Funky Dineva to be one of those people who panders to that they hate black women crowd, because I actually hate that crowd of y'all. That group of black women that think everything in life is because they're black. I can't stand you bitches. So you'll never find me pandering to that group of women. But I will say Aries Spears' behavior in this situation definitely reeked of, I don't like that particular black woman. And for some reason, to call that girl garbage was completely unnecessary, because here is what we do know. Let's just say for kicks and giggles that Caitlin Clark is the better player. That makes her number one in the WNBA, and surely that makes Angel Reese, or Angela Reese, as he said, it makes her number two. In what world is number two garbage? In what world, when you're getting all of this play on ESPN and all these different things, and you're getting these shoe deals, and you are getting your name mentioned in the same conversation as the Great White Hype, does that make you garbage? Honestly and truthfully, this was not needed. The whole Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark conversation is like 8 months old at this point. We're not even having this conversation anymore. So what triggered you to do this? And then let's just say this, black man and black men, because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm learning and I'm adjusting as I hear people point out some of my behaviors. And they say sometimes, okay, this is why people say you hate black women, even though that is not how I feel in my heart. You know, it has put me in a situation where I do reevaluate some of the things that I say, to just make sure that they don't lend themselves to that narrative, because I do understand how some people could arrive at that. But in what world do you just not say nothing because she's black? Like, what happened to the world where you, like, by virtue of the simple fact that she is a black woman and she is kicking ass, that I am not going to be a celebrity and be on a public platform and demean her in comparison to a white woman? Now, I think that if this was Angel Reese versus Lisa Leslie, then you called her garbage. You know what I'm saying? We could debate and have one of those down home barbecue debates, but it's just the fact that you thrust this black girl up against this white girl on a global platform of yours, and you dog the shit out of her in relation to a white woman. I think that is the thing, especially in this racial and political climate, that's got people looking at you a little crazy. To call her garbage, Aries, I could have rocked with you if you would have been like, all of y'all is just capping because Andrew Reese is black and y'all know Caitlin Clark is the better player. Look at her record. Look at her. We couldn't even argue with you on that. We could, you quantitatively and respectively said what it is that you needed to say as it relates to the sport. We all got our favorites, but the way you went on about calling her garbage, this was less about her skills and more about you humbling her and wanting her to act according to where you see her, and that's down here and not up here. How about we celebrate the fact, if she is garbage, how about we celebrate the fact that she's garbage and she's getting hers? Because we celebrate mediocre white people all day long and put them on pedestals all day long. We put white people on pedestals who simply did nothing but brush their teeth, wipe their ass, and breathe, and we call them so great. So if she is garbage for the sake of kicks and giggles, how about we put her on a pedestal for being able to play their game, for being able to be garbage and get all the money and all the notoriety? I mean, at what point do we celebrate her because she's black and garbage? Because I think that's worth celebrating. I think that means we're moving on up to the point where we broke down enough barriers to be garbage and get the same that they're getting for being mediocre. I think that's worth accomplishing. So with that being said, somebody send this to Angel Reese. Angel Reese, you hear it from me first, baby. You are the hope and the dream of the slave because you figured out how to work harder, not smarter. You have honestly figured out what it means to be a white woman, to show up in a professional space, be garbage, per Aries Spears, and collect all the things. And on this October 15th, Funky Bunch, the Funky Dineva Show and the Funky Bunch, we salute you for flipping the game on its head. May you continue to be garbage, according to Aries Spears, and keep collecting your things, her things, and the next generation worth of things, all while being garbage. And somebody please send that to Angel Reese and send her my email address for where they're going to send me my tickets because I want to come up there and see them lesbians be garbage. It'll smell like fried fish and garbage down to the State Farm Arena, but I be in that bitch as long as they got some liquor. I be in there. Moving right along, y'all. Going back to garbage and mental illness. Going back to garbage and mental illness. Somebody say, how Jaguar, Wright, and Orlando Brown get in here? These two made a song impromptu, and the people say it sound good. I purposely did not listen to this until now. And I'm glad y'all brought up Wanda Smith. I'm going to talk about Wanda Smith next.
I want to make love to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby, there ain't really much to say. I want to make love to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Think about you every single day. I want to make love to your body, baby. Won't you do me naughty? Cause I like it when you do me that way, yeah. And when you come and say, ooh, got my hair all screwed up. Look at the expression on your face. Yeah. You turn me on, won't you take me to your home? The smell of my cologne got you pulling out your phone. I know that you got me, yeah. I know this Versace, yeah. I know you smell Versace. I know these watch me, yeah. Come on. You gotta rush, ain't gotta fight.
Right,
baby, I'm gonna blow you through the roof. And you know I'm telling you the truth. I wanna make love to you. Love to you. Say, hold on. Baby, there ain't really much to say. Baby, there ain't really nothing else to say. Love to you. Oh, think about you every single day. I wanna make love to your body, baby. Won't you do me naughty? 'Cause I love it when you do me that way.
I wanna make love to your body, baby. Won't you do me naughty, baby? Love to you every single day. I wanna make love to your body, baby. Won't you do me naughty, baby? Love to you every single day. Listen, it's got the makings of a song. I wanna make love to your body, baby. Do you naughty, baby? Love to you every single day. It's got the trappings of a song. It's got the trappings of a song. This is the first time we've heard Jaguar Wright sing since she busted back out on the scene. I didn't even know she still had a voice. And to be honest with you, I think that there is a world where if Jaguar Wright put some music out right now, we'd actually buy it. I think that she's disrupted the scene enough and that we're fed up from her enough that we would honestly support her if she put her pain into some music. I didn't know that she could still sing, but I'm here to tell y'all I can't even watch any more of that interview because that right there was a clusterfuck of mental illness and y'all not about to suck me into it. Y'all are not about to have that demon from Deliverance all in my house. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. I'm gonna do Ananda Lewis and then Wanda Smith. So Ananda Lewis, guys. Ananda Lewis, guys, is now, battling for life with stage 4 breast cancer. And here is what makes the story controversial or whatever. The narrative goes that Ananda was somewhat, skeptical of Western medicine. She opted to not have the double mastectomy, to do a lot of the various different treatments, and she wanted to go the holistic route and the natural route and all of these types of things. And it's kind of what led to her ultimately having stage 4 cancer. That is what the conversation is. After she refused to have a double mastectomy, she now has stage 4 cancer. After refusing to have a double mastectomy. I have someone in my family right now who recently is going through their chemo and stuff right now. They had a double mastectomy. I've got another family member some many years ago had a double mastectomy. I don't know what her reason was for opting to not have the double mastectomy. For the life of me, I would hope that it wasn't vanity reasons, but it just sucks when it appears as if they gave her with an alternative that would have stopped the cancer. And now she has stage 4. For those of you guys who don't know what stage 4 is when it's spreading and that it's left the localized area and it's making its way to other places. Stage 4 is, when they talk about stage 4, they start having conversations about the end. The end is near when they start having conversations about stage 4. All we can do is pray for her at this time. And here is where I find peace and solace in all of this. Ananda is a very smart woman. I would like to venture to say that she has above average intellect. This is a choice that I'm sure she did not make easy. And I know that she had to be fully aware of what her options and what the outcome could have been by refusing it. And this is the choice that she made. So all we can do is respect it and keep her and her family in prayer during this time. A lot of y'all are asking me to talk about Wanda Smith. All right. For those of you guys who are not local to Atlanta, you may most commonly know Wanda Smith as the comedian that Cat Williams got into it with on V103 here in Atlanta, and she lost the read session horribly. And she was super duper 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 embarrassed after the read session. She was part of the morning show trio, the Frank Ski and Wanda show here in Atlanta, that also featured Miss Sophia, who you guys see me and T.S. Madison tour with a lot. For whatever reason, contracts were up at V103 and they did away with the Frank and Wanda show. And then Ryan Cameron took over it for a while. I think Big Tigger even took over for a while. But long story short, Wanda was no longer on the air when she passed away. She passed away one day after her birthday. Now, I don't know how Wanda passed. I don't. I asked a few people from around. They did not know. I saw this on the internet. I don't know it to be true. Some people said she had a heart attack. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't. But she did pass. Now, I did see somebody put on the internet, I don't even know why I'm addressing it. Can y'all just stop making stuff up? Somebody put on the internet, she died of a broken heart ever since Cat Williams read her on the radio. She ain't been on the radio ever since, and being away from radio broke her heart and she died. Like, can y'all please stop? That's just not the way life works. They say Frank Ski said she was sick. Okay, not sure what sick was, not sure what she had, but Frank Ski said she was sick. Frank Ski said they don't want her illness known. Okay, so whatever it is, she had some illness. They said I follow her on IG. She looked sick for a while. Okay, that's fine. The lady was sick, y'all. It ain't had nothing to do with not being on the radio. Anybody who work in entertainment know gigs come, gigs go. Or whatever. Nevertheless, y'all, Wanda passed, and we're going to send prayers and condolences and prayers for comfort to her family. Let's move on. Y'all, they say this 64-year-old lady pregnant. Now, I don't know if this real or a skit. We about to find out. Everybody been talking about this today.
What do that don't mean nothing. That do not mean nothing.
No more good.
Well, you will find out if I'm any good or not.
And if the DNA test ain't right, I'm gonna have to lock you up now.
You're not gonna have me locked up. Your ass is gonna be the one getting locked up.
What? We got to find this out, Judy. You couldn't have that, Judy. You said them eggs.
I ain't never told you nothing like that. I'm really angry about this because I'm going through this and stuff, and you're trying to deny that this is not your baby, and it is.
Yeah, I just felt like it was just good to stay busy and stay away from the phone because ain't nothing good coming from that phone. And what's the baby name gonna be?
His name gonna be Peanut.
What? Can't be real, Judy. We got to get on the good foot and get this thing here and figure this thing out here. So we got to get to the bottom.
Okay, we'll get to the bottom of it. I'm getting off this phone.
Okay.
All right, bye.
64 years old, Judy. You said you
What do that? That don't mean nothing.
64 years old. Okay. First and foremost, if there is anybody in the chat who is over 60, still getting a period, know somebody that's over 60, still getting a period, know somebody over 60 that had a baby, got women in their family that have senior babies, please put yes in the chat. I'm trying to see something. They say she is real. Her daughter has a video on her TikTok going to her doctor. A lot of people are saying yes. I mean, somebody said 64 and still shooting up the club. I mean, honestly and truthfully, I think that's one of the perks of having elderly sex, that you ain't got to, people from that generation, they ain't really worrying about STDs outside of the clap, and they ain't got to worry about getting pregnant. Oh, somebody said, hold on. Judy has a video of her at the doctor's office. My grandma had a period until she was 70. I know this because I took her to buy pads. Interesting. Interesting enough. Again, I'm not a woman, but let me ask y'all this. At 64, if you found yourself pregnant, would you have an abortion? Yes or no? And I'm only asking this from the place of, listen, even if the baby comes out healthy, it ain't nothing emotionally, mentally, and psychologically healthy about having a 64-year-old mama and a daddy that don't even want you. If you found that you were 64 and pregnant, would you have an abortion? Put yes in the chat and put no if you wouldn't. I think the people saying yes, honey. Clinic me, please. Clinic me. Everybody's saying clinic me. They saying clinic this puss. They saying clinic this puss. It ain't a single no. Somebody said Miss J. Leo said no, yes. Yes. Yeah, you better clinic me, please. Clinic me. All right, speaking of something else that's unbelievable, y'all, Brittany Renner had to get on here. She tired of y'all talking about her being Muslim and if it's real. Get into this.
you choose Islam? I didn't. I am a human with very limited power and awareness, but I have learned that God selects who he wills for his mercy. So let's start there for those of you who don't think I'm qualified, okay? A lot of you claim to know my life story, why I do what I do. Well, then you would know that for quite a while I've been suffering. When did you notice that my smile began to look like a strain? And when you noticed, did you reach out? Okay. I've been in search of the truth my whole life, looking for some sort of guidance in the stars, astrology, numerology. But the truth is, the only guidance is God's guidance. And when you don't live for God, you live for others. My life has been a reflection of that. I have profited off my body, beauty, antics, often drunken, giving myself to the world, hoping for something back, wondering why I'm feeling empty, comfortable in my misery because I have known no other way. Mountains were moved in my life. We as humans would call them miracles, but to God, God wills and it is. It's not a miracle. It's another day at the office. At that point, how could I deny the truth? Because when those mountains started being moved, it was only because of prayer and acknowledging our Creator. That was the only difference. Islam is the only religion I've been drawn to. And when I got the call that it was time, I took my Shahada August 5th, haven't looked back. All I know is utter devotion. So to put the hijab on, to change, it's nothing. Done. Allah has been answering my questions along the way. He called me to this faith for a reason. And I will not question it. You know when people say it would take an act of God? Okay, well, here you have it. And for those of you who are confused, I'm not surprised. Because most of you are double-minded.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. God. You know, guys, this is a tough one for me. And it's tough because she is talking some good talk. She talking some good talk. The talk sounds good when she talks the part about being called. You know, don't question. I haven't questioned nothing. This is what I was called to do. This is my only God, my devotion. She's talking some good talk. And it's the same talk everybody else talks when they're in their, you know, justifying their religious beliefs or whatever. I'm not knocking that. I just think it's so hard for people to wrap their head around because it's not that we're double-minded and it's not that we're skeptics. It's just that we've seen you be one thing for so long, and then this change in religion just feels very convenient because after you were getting beat, battered, and torn down in the media, and it looked like the money off of your beauty and antics were beginning to dry up, and then it was like, aha, here's my next, what some people would deem PR stunt. We've seen it with the Larsa Pippins. We've seen it with the Amber Roses. We've seen it, which has been sustained with the Black Chinas, now Angela White. So we have a reason to be skeptic because the school of women by which you belong to, the Kim Kardashian school of thoughtism, you guys are known for pulling publicity stunts. And as you guys begin to age out of the age where you can sell puss on the open market to athletes and entertainers or whatever, you guys' antics and PR stunts become deeper, more magnified, more intense. So here's the thing. If you did find Allah, happy for you. Happy for you. I have no issue with it whatsoever. The test will be in time. Time will be the test. I think the other thing that makes people a little bit uncomfortable, and yes, I do believe God, the creator, Allah, Jesus, Jehovah, whatever and whoever you believe in, I do believe that they can make miracles. And I do believe that they can make things happen overnight. And I do believe that they can turn you around quickly. We just ain't seen it. Not from you type of girls. We just ain't seen it. So until we begin to see more of the hoes doing about face for the Lord, then we'll begin to believe it. But until you're able to sustain this, Brittany Renner, for a solid 3 to 5 years, and it might even take you getting married to like one of those Malcolm X types before we really buy into this, we just gonna be skeptical. We're just going to sit here and be skeptical. It's also hard for us to believe that somebody who honestly made their living off of whore-like activities could go to something that's just what some would deem oppressive and repressive of women. Your entire existence is sex, your body, and your beauty. And now we're supposed to reasonably believe that you so comfortably just turned it all off and you this covered up woman that bake cookies and get on her knees and not suck dick every night, but get on her knees and pray. Listen, God can turn things around and, cool, but you can't just show up one day a whore and then show up the next day like Little House on the Prairie and get all of us to buy in. And expecting us all to buy in is very dangerous because humans by nature are very manipulative and conniving beings. And what would that say about us that if every time somebody came to us with a different costume on, we believed them? Then we would just be a world truly full of sheep. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sign my name to the fact that God can do miracles. I am going to sign my name to the fact that God can turn people around quickly. I'm just not going to sign my name that he turned you around that quickly for another 3 years. Okay. So holler at me in 3 years and I will sign my name to it. Until then, I'm just going to sit back. I'm just going to sit back and mind my business. Now, somebody says she's trying to get a real rich man like Janet Jackson did. And what if that is her next hustle? Because here is what I will say. A lot of them Muslim men that's rich like that, they worrying about what them other women look like up under them nun outfits and them hijabs. They wondering what they look like. This actually might be her next hustle because they know what she looked like under that hijab and they excited about getting some of that hijab toasty cat or whatever the case may be. Holler at me in 3 years. Holler at me in 3 years. Or if she pop up, or here's the gag, y'all. She probably already did it for a man. Ow. What if she already got the rich Muslim man? Ow. Because ain't nobody finna do all that for nothing. You want to convince me? I want your ass to take a vow of poverty. You want to convince me? Take a vow of poverty. Your car got a sunroof. You doing too good. You doing too good. All the Muslim women I know that got a hijab walk. And I know that might sound ignorant as hell, but all the ones I know walk. Or they stand outside and wait for their husband to come pick them up. You got a car with a sunroof. Something in the milk ain't clean. Car got a whole sunroof, better than mine. All right, y'all, in more news, Tia and Tamara, whichever one, I mix up the names. I don't care enough to get right which one is the needy one and which one is the mean one. I don't care. Both of them. I wish that they would stop entertaining all conversation about them being sisters and their closeness, because it's giving a Kirk and Rashida tease. It's giving y'all are playing divorce with y'all relationship in order to get your projects off the ground. And so now the conversation surrounding everything is about the distance between them. And now Tia is trying to convince us that not telling Tamara that she was coming back to TV is normal. That's not normal, guys. No matter what, it's not normal. It's proof that there's distance between y'all. Who does not tell their sister or their family when they get a big project? It's big news. I don't call my family members one by one, but in the family group chat, I put, hey guys, I just got offered a new show on this network. I'm moving to Atlanta and we start filming in October. I put that in the group chat. And everybody says, oh, congratulations. They don't have to know all the details. But that's what families do. Listen to this.
Show was coming out. You were doing
Yeah.
one. So is there a reason why you didn't tell him?
That's normal. I mean, do you tell your brother and your sister everything?
Well, I do tell him anytime I get a new job or something of significance.
You know, it's something that just happens. I mean, I found out something about my brother the other day and he didn't tell me. It's just, I feel like, you know, like I said, we have.
This is significant.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it's normal, you know, for you not to tell everyone everything. It doesn't mean anything, you know. There's nothing loaded, you know, with that, I guess. You know, it is.
No, I'm gonna stop her right there. There is something loaded. What's loaded is you're not telling us the truth. Yes, it's normal for you and your sister at this point because you guys are not as close as you were. Okay, you're not as close as you were. And here's the thing. That other sister, I guess Tamara, that other sister is giving, she don't really like you. It's giving, she don't really like you. It's giving that she don't really mess with you. That's what it's giving. And the fact that she is steady giving this energy of like, I don't F with you, and you're steady passively reaching out for her, it just makes me wonder if you did anything or not. It makes me wonder if you did anything or not. But it is beyond obvious that that other sister don't mess with you. And now here's the thing. And if you didn't do anything, I want us to become all right with it being normal that some family members just don't interact. Like, honestly and truthfully, there legitimately just could be a personality clash. Okay? I'll be the first person to say it. I didn't like my dad, and I don't think he liked me much either. All right? I always use the cafeteria in school as the litmus test for life. I would have never in 10 million years picked my dad to sit with me at the table at lunch. I would have never been his friend. I would have never been his friend. I just wouldn't have. Personality-wise, I just did not like him. I didn't like his ideals. I didn't like what he was about. I didn't like the way he moved. I didn't like the way he expressed himself. There was nothing about him fun, interesting, or intriguing. That was how I felt about him, and it was okay. Doesn't mean I didn't love him, because I did. I just didn't like him. Just he never did anything to me. Just personality-wise, he's just not somebody I liked or that I would like. And it could be as simple. And people say, I agree if they weren't twins. I'm going to be very honest with you. Being twins don't mean shit. That was a happenstance of nature. Being twins was a happenstance of nature. Being twins does not automatically guarantee you're going to like each other. Being twins does not automatically guarantee you're going to get along for life. Being twins does not automatically guarantee that you guys are going to have interlocking personalities that mesh with one another. Honestly and truthfully, being twins probably is the problem. Imagine a world where you have no identity, where everything about you is in tandem with another person. You're expected to think alike, be alike, dress alike, do alike, like the same things, and you finally get a moment to break away and be an individual. Maybe it's some of that going on. Maybe one of them's going through a midlife crisis. We don't know. It's not our business, but what we would like y'all to do is just take us out the middle. Tia, you are big enough in Hollywood where you can command and demand what you're asked in interviews. And just take us out this sister stuff. Or just simply say, me and her just ain't seeing eye to eye right now, and siblings do it all the time. Nothing happened. We're still a family. We just ain't as cool as we used to be. And put this shit to rest. being ambiguous and trying to y'all, and maybe it must be some biracial shit, because you pulling a Jussie Smollett right now, trying to convince us of one thing when we see another. Take us out the group chat, please. And y'all, that's all I got for tonight. Or whatever. Y'all don't forget, Paid for Your Say. It's running right now. Paid for Your Say. If you want to get paid for your say, go to paidforyoursay.com and use promo code Dineva125. Y'all better get this extra money while folks right here giving it around, okay? While folks got it and they businesses are doing good enough to offer you a discount. They do a lot of studies around this time. Christmas shopping and spending is about to come. I am waiting on Oliver for the flyer for Houston, guys. The tickets, I want to have the ticket site up by tomorrow. I'm going to call Oliver when I get off tonight and cuss his ass out. I'm simply waiting on Oliver. I gave him all the information yesterday or this morning for the flyer. I think I gave it to him yesterday. As soon as Oliver get the flyer that I can post it, I will have the ticket site up for y'all. Don't forget, early voting started today in Georgia. I don't know if it's everywhere. It started. Y'all need to go early vote. Matter of fact, I'm going to get up and see if I go do mine tomorrow. Call my friend Katrina Hughes, because we said we was going to go on her lunch break and see if we could do hers tomorrow. Other than that, y'all hosts, be sure to like and subscribe if you're new around here. The new Real Housewives of Potomac teaser is up on YouTube for everybody to watch. And the full video, which I must say, it felt really good to get in my Dineva Go In and Let Have Bag, is up on Patreon, where y'all hoes could buy it outright for $3. If $7.99, $7.50 a month is too much for you, then buy the episode for $3. Just buy the review for $3. All right, just buy it for $3. Can't tell me you ain't got $3. You just don't want to give it to me. Or that if $7.50 is too much for you, then you can buy it, the episode, buy the review for $3 and test it out. Go ahead over there to Patreon and test it out. Link in my Instagram bio or patreon.com/funky.dineva. Anyway, I'll call y'all later. Bye.